All right, we are online now, I think so. Are we? Yeah, we are. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I am here by myself, all alone, doing this solo podcast. It is March 28th, 2020, the year of the apocalypse. This is the year Jesus Christ is going to return and save us all. So I decided to do a podcast. Sitting here, I've been quite bored. The last few days, I really haven't been able to do much, As is everybody, the whole world is kind of in lockdown still, as of recording this. In a month from now, I'll either be dead or things will pretend to go back to normal, so I'm not really sure. We're going to see how this whole thing plays out. I ate an In-N-Out burger a few minutes ago, about 15 minutes ago, so I feel like shit. My body is not in a good place right now. So I thought, turn on the old podcast and equipment, throw out a little video. Everybody's putting out mediocre garbage content, so I thought, hey man, why not join them? So here I am, sitting all alone, talking to the void, talking to the deep, dark cracks of the internet. I don't even know if I'm going to upload this to YouTube. I should just put this on the dark web or something, People are scrolling through looking for kidneys and underage children and all sorts of nefarious. Is that even true? I don't even know if the dark web's even a real thing. The dark web? I've seen videos of people trying to go on it and shit, but I don't know. It seems kind of weird. It seems weird to me. It doesn't seem like a real place. Because the internet's already pretty fucking horrible. You can see anything on the internet. I remember being 12 and 13, middle school, watching those ISIS beheading videos. Those were real popular back then. Those were real formative years of my life. Saw a lot of heads roll, you know what I mean? Alright, that's a dark start. But it's my childhood. What are you gonna do? Can't change it. Oh man. It's a weird time. It's a weird time to be a person that's alive and breathing and not coughing. I don't even want to talk about the virus, really. I don't, because I'm so sick and tired of it. Everybody's talking about the same shit. It's just so boring and so I'm over it. 2 days in, I was over it. Sick and tired of it. And now we're about, what is this? Going on the third week? Going on a third week of quarantine and weaning. I'm a quarantine weenie. I don't know. This is just a video evidence of my brain melting. That's all this is. There's nothing positive is going to come out of here, but I don't know. I miss doing stand-up. I haven't had a show in fucking 3-4 weeks. 4 weekends now. It's just shitty because, things were starting to go good. Things were kind of picking up. I was getting some shows, getting stuff booked, getting stuff lined up. The future was looking bright for old Shawnee boy here. It wasn't perfect, everything, shit happens, but things were going in a positive, steady, upward stream before all of this global conflict, you will, or, ethnic cleansing, however you want to phrase it. Who fucking knows what this is? It could be anything. It could be a real virus, Could be real. That's how I like to think of things, I like to pretend that everybody on the news isn't just lying to our faces. I like to pretend that they're telling the truth. It feels good. I feel good on the inside when I'm oh, these people, they know what they're talking about, I'm at my dad's house and he loves watching the old Fox News, and I was walking through the living room and they had Dr. Oz on as their their expert, their guy that they because he's the corona guy, Dr. Oz. If you guys don't know him, he got his start on the Oprah Winfrey Show. That's yeah, he was the Oprah doctor. He'd come on and talk about, you know, vitamins and how to shave your vagina or something. It was a very Oprah, very, I don't know. That Dr. Oz guy was freaking me out. Same with Dr. Phil, didn't he? He started on Oprah too, I think. She's just like creating doctors. I don't know. It's weird. But could you imagine if like Dr. Oz was actually like a doctor, you know? Like he's not in an emergency room like delivering babies and testing people for corona. He's a TV, he's an actor. He pretends to be a doctor. He might have his degree, you know, from like, you know, Phoenix University or something. One of those online colleges. I wonder if you can even get a doctorate, like those bullshit universities, like the online school stuff. I wonder if like what's the highest you can get in that, like social media marketer or something. It's probably their top bar. I don't know. It's weird because could you imagine if he was a real doctor? You know, the Oprah Winfrey doctor. That's who you go to. You start coughing. You oh, I got the Rona. Then you go to the emergency room and it's fucking Dr. Oz. And you go back there and he's like, yeah, I mean, hate to break the news to you, but you got corona and a brand new car. And then, you know, the wall breaks apart and it's just a whole studio audience of like 30-year-old fucking depressed housewives. Desperate Housewives, that was its own show. Can't even think straight right now. This is moonshine, by the way. You guys were wondering what's in here. 100% moonshine. It's been my diet for the last 2 weeks. My kidneys have been hurting. No, I'm just playing. It's just water. Like to someone called me pretentious for having this. Is this pretentious? That's a genuine question because I don't know. I don't care really if it is. I mean, I don't even know what the word pretentious means if we're being honest here. So I'm pretentious for having that. It is water though. It's actually no, it's straight LSD is what this is. This is synthetic LSD. Keeps my mind clear in these tragic times, but there's not been a lot going on. I went to the bank about a week ago. I took out some money, you know, because you know, the world's ending. And I pulled out a nice little chunk of change. I had some money saved up, and I was like, you know, it's probably good to liquidate this. I don't trust banks, you know. I don't. And I went in there and I took out some money, you know, it was about like $150 million I took out, you know, for a rainy day. So I got that chilling. And as I was doing it, the lady, the bank teller, she's probably about my age, you know, nice, naive young gal. And she was like, I don't understand why so many people are like taking money out right now. Like, I don't get it. And this was after like thousands of people have been dead from the virus. And she was honest too. Like I believed her. I believe that she honestly didn't know why people would want to have cash readily available instead of relying on a bank to keep their money safe. But she said something that really kind of bothered me. She was like, you know, if people just left their money in here, it's like insured by the government, so it's like safe here, you know? It's safe. Your money's safe here in the vault of nothingness. It's just empty dreams and ones and zeros. The whole thing is very strange, the way she was just very honest about it. She honestly did not know why people would want to take their money out. I guess she doesn't, you know, foresee a bank run, maybe, you know? Because if everybody wants to take their money out and people got more money than I do, they're going to go in and take out large sums of money. And they don't, this is a little secret a lot of people don't know. Banks don't really have money in them, which is weird. Because when you think of a bank, you think of it being full of money, but that's not what they do. What they do is, if you go and deposit like $1,000, they take that $1,000 and they put it in their little computer system. It says, "Oh, we got $1,000. It's in this fucking loser's account." And then they take the actual money and they just loan it to a bunch of other people. But they don't loan $1,000 worth. They'll loan like $10,000 worth of money to other people based off that 1,000, in the hopes that people pay it back with interest, which is, a great scheme. If I was gonna it's just one of the best scams in the world, is just charging interest on money that you're gonna loan people. That's just it's just hilarious. It's like, oh, do you need money? All right, well, here's that money that you need, and in the future, just give me like the money back, but like 15% of the money I gave you too. That way I can get this new Maserati with my mistress's name embroiled on the seats, because they don't really there's not a real reason to have interest. If you think about it, like if you want to be like a lending agency, it's just there's no real reason to have that industry there. You're going to be a bank. It's fucking weird, dude. It's weird to think about. I don't know. I don't like banks. I don't really trust them. I feel like they have to have people like that working. Like if you're going to get a job at the bank, you can't know what's like going on. Like you can't be aware of pandemics or global recessions or the fact that we just print money out of thin air, and it's all troubling, but we're going to be fine. That's the key message I want to get across during this podcast. It's going out there. I'm uploading this no matter what I say, no matter how I feel, no matter how much my back sweats. I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to keep spewing. I got a dog. Is he sleeping? Oh yeah, he's all curled up. He's snoozed up. He's been acting up crazy. I was thinking about getting him neutered because his balls are getting to be a problem. It's just, he's very hyperactive, I was thinking about getting him chopped off, but I don't know now. I think for the apocalypse, I want a dog that's kind of like hyperactive. Like I feel like he would kill someone for me. He's small, but he's a scrapper. You're a scrapper, aren't you, buddy? Oh yeah. We communicate telepathically, so that's fun. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep his balls. I think I'm gonna keep them attached to him, not like get him castrated and then keep them after they're removed. That would be gross. But if it doesn't work out, I could eat them too. That's a possibility. We run low on food. Don't want to go back to Costco. People are coughing blood out of each other's asses or something. I don't even know, dude. This shit's weird. It sucks because it's affecting my life on a personal level, and I don't like that. Like, I kind of wish this shit happened a few years ago when I was like really depressed and in bed all the time and wasn't doing anything, because like this fit my lifestyle perfectly. Like not having to leave the house for several days. 20-year-old Sean would have loved that. Like I really would have enjoyed this time period, but now it's like I had shows booked. We were gonna do another tour. My good friend Dustin Wood and Justin Adams and Nick McCarr. We were gonna do another fucking little road thingy. Try to get some moolah. And now it's all gone. And coming back, see, I don't know what the future of comedy looks like, honestly, because who's going to want to go to a fucking comedy show after this? Like, first day, like a month from now, say it goes back to normal and people aren't, like, dying, People aren't getting sick. Are people getting sick? I don't know it. I don't know a soul that has it. And I don't know anybody that knows anybody that has it. And I keep hearing that from other people. Like, I believe it's happening. I think. Like, I'm pretty sure it's real. You know? I want to believe it. I want to believe it's real. I want to believe that the coronavirus is real. But the numbers they're putting out, it just doesn't make sense. Because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are claimed to have had it, that have the disease. And I feel like more people would know more people that it's affecting, but it's like it's like this mystery. It's like this it's like people are like dropping like flies. The whole perception of it is so strange. That's it. You can't watch the news. You can't, you're not going to you just don't feel good after you watch any sort of like cable news. Any of the three, but that's the thing, they've been bullshit before this pandemic even occurred. Like, Fox News has been bullshit for decades. CNN's been bullshit for decades. MSNBC's like, ooh, they've been bullshit. Fairly recent. I haven't really been paying attention to them, but they're just, everyone's so out there. It's weird. Everyone's out there. No one really knows what's going on, but they're so sure of themselves. They're so sure of their own reality. I would love if someone would just go on CNN, like one of their experts, and they ask him, some fucking, complex question. They're like, you have 45 seconds to answer. And he just sits there and just goes, well, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I just wish they were like, well, how many corona cases do you think there will be in the next month or so? And just have some, hey man, I couldn't fucking tell you. I got no clue. Someone be honest for once. But you can't. See, that's the thing. You can't get on CNN or Fox News or MSNBC. You can't get on those shows if you're going to be honest. Like, if you have a history of telling the truth in the past, I think it's harder to get on those types of shows, But I don't know. I'm just confused by it all. I'm a little upset, just a little bit, because we had some cool. My buddy, he had a show booked at that Chadwick's, this great club down here in Medford, Oregon, the mecca of comedy. But he got a host spot. First time he was gonna get a host spot, and I was really excited for him. The fucking weekend, he was scheduled to do it the weekend the quarantine began. Was when he had a nice paying gig, like, to do comedy with real comedians, like a real feature and a real headliner, and like, shit just isn't in the cards, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the future looks like. I don't know what any of this looks like. Just kind of gotta take it day by day, moment by moment, and just keep remembering that it's all just an illusion, and we're gonna die one day, and it's not gonna be over. You're gonna start a new chapter in some other dimension. And keep your keep whatever's inside your brain, that little thing that keeps you awake and keeps you awake at night. That little thing, it's going to travel on. You're going to go somewhere else. Continue experiencing the universe you created. That's pretty much what this is. So, who fucking knows? I didn't want this to get too depressing. Oh, I want to tell a story about, oh shit. I want to tell a story about the first open mic I did and why I started it. Because it's pretty horrific. And I want to work this out on stage eventually if I can ever get to one again. But it's one of those like life things where you kind of have to make it into a bit, I feel like personally. Because I used to, I still get them, but I used to get them a lot more frequently. I'd get these horrific migraines, they would just demobilize me. Is that a word? Demobilize? What's the word I'm looking for? demobilized. That sounds like a fucking Decepticon or something. One of those Transformers. Uh, just like a disability. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I can't think of the word. But they're just like these types of these headaches where I just couldn't like. It would just ruin my day. Like I couldn't do anything after. And I had one that was really bad a couple years ago. And I always get the same symptoms whenever I get a migraine. I usually lose my vision, like it gets like spotty. I get like numbness or tingling in the left, like my left hand, or like my lip, or like my nose, or like my whole face will just kind of like go numb, which is it's not a good feeling when that happens. A little tingling sensation, and then that's when the headache comes on, and then I get super nauseous, and then vomit profusely, a lot of vomiting. So. This is something I've had since I was like 11 or 12. Get like a couple of them a month for a while. It was so fucking bad. But I got one a couple years ago. It was like midday, August sometime. And I took some Excedrin. I actually have some right here, just in case. These little Excedrin, extra strength. Shout out to Excedrin. They're paying for this. They're paying for this promotion. And I took 2 of those, and I smoked a little Schweeds, some of the devil's jazz cabbage. You know what I'm talking about? And I went to lay down, close my eyes, kind of give myself a rest. And I woke up probably like an hour or so. I woke up to me vomiting. Like I was vomiting in my bed, like I'm laying down throwing up while I'm asleep. And I wake up to that, and I kind of like close my mouth. I'm like, oh shit. And I run. I have a door right here, leads outside to the outside world. And so I get up and I like fumble over to the door, and I like trip on something. It's dark in my room, Can't see, and I'm just in the corner, and I just start throwing up in this room, in this exact room, in that corner over there. I'm just throwing up profusely. And after that, I blacked out. Like, I don't remember anything after that point. I remember my dad was in the room, and I like sat back down on my bed and kind of laid down. And then after that, it was just complete blackness. And I didn't come to until like it had to been the next day. I hear someone say that they're going to take a catheter out. And that's like, my eyes are still closed, but I hear that. And I'm like, wait, I'm trying to like remember what a catheter is again. Because I haven't had many in my life. I don't think I've ever had a catheter before. And then right when I'm like, I think I know what a catheter is, I feel the, a releasing sensation. I think I can put it that way. From my penis. It felt like the tip of my dick kind of like exploded out. Like it was like fireworks releasing. It wasn't painful. It was just kind of like it was like a new form of orgasm that I don't want to experience ever again. It was like a relief, but I didn't feel it until it came out, and then I was like, oh, whoa, that's that. But I was gonna talk, but I couldn't because I had a giant tube down my throat, like down to fucking, like right there, the Eve's orange down there, And so I'm like freaking out because I'm in a hospital bed. I'm just laying in a hospital bed, and I kind of open my eyes, and I see my dad and my brother are over there on the side, and I'm a little like disoriented still. I'm like, what the fuck? And I swear to God, I like blink, like I like close my eyes, and I open them again, and it's pitch black. It's like 3 a.m. I'm all by myself. It's dark. I'm in a hospital. Like I can see into the hallway. All these people. No one's around. I'm just completely by myself, and I'm just like, what the fuck happened? What is this experience that's going on right now? And so I was just kind of like tripping out. I didn't really like I laid there for until about 7, maybe like 6, probably like 6 a.m. A nurse came in, check on me, and I was awake, and she was like, oh yeah, just like kind of explained it to me. And apparently I was quite a terror the night before. my dad told me after I blacked out that I'd gotten up off my bed and I like walked into the bathroom and I kept throwing up. I was like throwing up in the bathroom. I went to throw up outside, but I threw up in the living room, and then I started like laying down on the floor. I don't remember any of this. Like I have no recollection of this at all. And I think that's the freakiest part is just the blacking out, you know. But it was just so excruciating. I just remember the pain before taking that nap was just like, oh my, it was like someone had like a fucking ice pick, but it was like on the end of like a power drill, and they were just slowly drilling it through my eye into my brain, but it was like a throbbing, like rotating, just, oh my god. It's fucking excruciating. But I had this dream from when I blacked out to when I wake up in the hospital, and it was just, I'm in this room. My eyes are closed, but you know, like if you're in a room and it's really bright lighting, but your eyes are closed, it's like everything's like glowing, like everything's lit up, but your eyes are closed. That's what this dream felt like. But I was like struggling for my life. Like I was fighting with something, and it was like coming over me, and I couldn't breathe. And it was one of the longest fucking dreams too, because I just kept yelling, I can't breathe. And I got up from a second, like it was on top of me trying to like hold me down, and I got up, and I remember breathing, but I just like inhale, I go and then I couldn't exhale, and then I was like back in the struggle, and I was like, good god. Like I remember I had the thought of like, whatever wants to kill me, like that will is stronger than my will to be alive right now. I was like, I'm just good to die. Like, can I just go? Can I just exit out of this? And so I just kind of like surrendered to it, and I just felt it like overcome, and I just couldn't breathe. And then that was it. And then I woke up in a hospital, and I was like, what the fuck? But so they tell me the next day that I was like, I come in, my dad drives me. He gets me in the car somehow. I walked on my own power. Like, this is what he was telling me. I don't remember any of this, but I went to the car. He drove me to the hospital, and we went in there, and I just kept saying, my head hurts, my head hurts. Like, I was saying that, which is weird, you know, because I don't think I said that. I don't remember saying that, but apparently I said that. And we go into the hospital, and like, I'm not having it. People, they had to like hold me down. They had to restrain me. They had my wrist tied to to something. Not when I woke up, but when I did wake up, my wrists were so sore from like, I don't know, like being tied down to a bed and like shaking or trying to get out, I guess. So I must have been, you know, fighting with nurses and doctors. He said I like pushed some lady, like a nurse, like I like kind of like grabbed her and moved her out of the way in a forceful manner, which is fucking weird also. And I didn't even know who the nurse was. Like, not even when I came to, I was like, wait, who was it? And they're like, oh, she's not here anymore. She quit. She's fucking gone. But I don't know. So I just like, I woke up in the hospital. I'm trying to like figure out what the fuck happened. The doctor comes in finally like later that day, and she's just like we didn't know what was wrong with you. They thought I was on meth or speed, so they did 2 toxology reports or something. They ran it twice because they ran it the first time, and the only thing that came back was weed and Excedrin, and they're like, this doesn't make sense. And then they did another one, like, this guy has to be on fucking speed or heroin, or he's shooting up muscle relaxers up his ass or something, you know. This wasn't natural. And yes, they had no idea what happened to me. They had no idea. I got no explanation. They recommended that I go see a neurologist, so I made an appointment with them. It took me like 8 months before I could even go in and see one. They were in a different town. I had to drive like 40 minutes to go see this neurologist, and I go there, and it's a fucking like a Christian, like evangelical neurology department. Like, I walk in, I swear to God, there's a sign like painted on the wall. It's like, our top mission is serving God and, you know, helping patients find Jesus or something like that. And there's like a Bible verse. And I'm like, these are the brain doctors? These are the people that are going to be telling me what's wrong with my neurological condition? So I go in there. I do meet up with a neurologist. Like, literally 8 months it took to get in there. And they prescribed me seizure medication, which I never had seizures before. I've never had anything like that. But they're like, this will probably prevent these migraines. I mean, it's not for certain. It could prevent it. We don't really know. There's a bunch of side effects. Your heart could stop. You're probably going to poop blood, queef out of your penis hole, and all these horrific side effects. So I was like, I don't know if I want to take that. Is there anything better? And the only other options were blood thinner, or no, it was like blood pressure medicine, and what was the other one? Like they're antidepressants, I think. Those were my other two options. They're like, these two kind of help people with migraines sometimes. And I was like, this is like utterly useless and not helpful in the least bit. So I left. I didn't really get anything from it. I don't have any explanation, or I haven't gotten an explanation of what caused that. Because I've had dozens, probably hundreds of migraines at this point throughout my life. And I never had one that bad. I've never had one where I blacked out and woken up in a hospital. That's a real freaky thing, knowing that you can just like turn off at any point and wake up in a hospital too. And it's like, fuck, dude. Especially the bill I got to. Jesus Christ, dude. 2 days in an ICU. Holy God bless America and their medical pricing, or whatever the healthcare system. It's $50,000 for 2 days. Not even 2 full days. Like a day and a half. 2 nights. I don't remember the first night, so it doesn't count to me. But yeah, it was insane. Thank God my dad was working at the hospital at the time, so I was on his insurance, which helped a lot of it, but it's still insane bullshit. But I don't know, I was laying there. It was such a weird point in my life too, because I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do with my life. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know anything. I was 20 or 21, trying to figure out I was going to community college, but like I was there for like a year already, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like a business major, and I was going to change it to history. I'm like, what the fuck what am I doing? What am I going to do? Make money? Is that what I'm trying to do? Am I trying to make money? Am I trying to do something with my life? So I got out of there, and I was like, well, I feel like I can die at any given moment, so let's just do let's try to find what my purpose here is. Let's try to find something meaningful. And because I knew, like, you ever like do something and you're like, oh yeah, this doesn't feel right at all. Well, that was pretty much every activity that I was doing up till then. And so that was like August. Well, it was August 30th, I think, or the 29th was when I went in, because I got out on the 31st. And my first open mic that I ever went to was September 4th, 2018. So yeah, it was right after, like the week after. Because I'd kind of been like writing. I don't know. I was at a weird point where I was like, I wanted to be like a writer. Like I wanted to write things out and like write. I didn't know what I wanted to write, but I just enjoyed writing. So I kind of had like these jokes or like premises but I'd never really thought of doing stand up before that event. And then after, I was like, I need to do something new. I need new experiences. I need new challenges. I got to find something to do in this life. And so I did open mic. I drove like 45 minutes, little town on the Oregon border. Did like 5 minutes at a fucking bar. It was like a variety mic too. It was like musicians and people doing poetry. And then I come up there and do comedy for the first time ever, which was, I don't even remember what I talked about. I think I had a story about the time my dad hit me with a riding lawnmower. He didn't hit me with it. He pinned me against my car with a riding lawnmower. Like, he backed into me and pinned and it fucked up my legs. I had these horrific bruises. And then he made me mow the yard after still. That was the whole joke of it. And so I remember doing that and just like, getting off stage and leaving. It wasn't like horrible. Like, there was like a lady in the front row that was kind of like laughing, like, oh, this is something. And so I didn't feel completely demoralized. I didn't bomb until my third set. My first set was alright. My second set, I kind of like, okay, I have some jokes I want to tell. And doing that, my second set felt really good. But then my third set, I remember I was like really nervous. There's a lot of people for an open mic. And I just bombed horrifically. And that's when I was like, oh yeah, dude, this is... that's when I knew I really wanted to do it. After the first time, that feeling, like the high from it, was like the whole drive back, I was just fucking like, I was just vibrating, My whole body was just like, oh, I'd never felt anything like that before. And then the third one, I felt so shitty after. Like, but like, just like that, like gross, but it's like gross, but I can change it though. Like, I felt like I was in something after that. Like, I was in it. After like really bombing, you're like, oh, I'm in here. I'm doing this. And it's like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And I've literally have not stopped since then. Like, the longest break I've had, like, in between doing a set has probably been like a week at the most, week and a half, like 10 days. And now I haven't done a show since the fucking 15th. March 15th was the last time. That was 13 days ago, so I'm itching right now. I feel very weird. I've been feeling like really down and depressed the last few days, just because it's like there's nothing to do. The world's a crazy bitch. I don't want to get sick. If I get sick and die, then great, dude. I've had a great life, but just let me do what I want until I die. That's how I feel. This whole quarantine is it's bullshit. It's not fun. I'd rather be, out in the sun, like on the beach, coughing on old people, letting them know their time is done. Just kidding. I don't know what things look like in the future. That's the crazy thing, dude. Don't know what the future holds, but yeah, hopefully I don't have any more of those blackout migraines. That shit's fucking... bleh. It's weird. I need to get some WD-40 for this chair. You hear that? Motherfucking squeaky. I watched Austin Powers 3 today. Dude, you could not make that movie today. Like, you just couldn't. I don't know why that is. Which sucks too, because Austin Powers is so, like, it's not great, but it's so good for what it is. But especially the third one, it's just they're making fun of midgets. They're making fun of fat people. They're making fun of... That's the greatest part about comedy, too, is you just make fun of everybody. Make fun of everything. Everybody. Everything. And that's why you can't make it today. Because you can't make fun of everything. At least you couldn't. Hopefully this whole corona thing changes people's perspective on life and of everything. Because there's a lot of fucking idiots just walking around, opening their mouths, letting their opinions come out. And it's just, that needs to stop. That needs to stop. If you don't think about the stuff you believe in, you don't need to talk ever. You really don't need to talk. I got off social media, man. I'm fucking off that. I mean, let me clarify. I got it off my phone. I got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. It's all gone. It's off. It's deleted. The MySpace, LinkedIn, Grinder. They're all deleted. They're not on my phone. I'm not on the social medias no more. I go on Twitter on my computer. I got a couple jokes. Gotta send them out there. Let people know I'm still alive and kicking. Kicking dogs. No, I'm just kidding. I never kicked a dog on purpose. I did step on his paw. I fucking hate that. You ever step on a dog's paw on accident and they let out that yelp? Oh my God, there's not a worse noise. I could hear like 10 babies get run over by a bulldozer slowly, and that sound would not be as bad as stepping on a puppy's paw and that little that high-pitched yelp. Oh my God. I'm tearing up right now just thinking about it. But yeah, I took my little pup on a walk. He gets a little crazy. I walked past this fucking house. They had I'm not even joking, they had 5 pit bulls. 5 medium-sized pit bulls in their yard. It was fenced in, it was fine, but the door was they were inside the house and the back door was open, and as I walked by, these 5 pit bulls, they just come right just come running out screaming, like they're DMX. And I'm walking with this little shit can over here. Yeah, I'm talking about you. His little ears perked up, and he just loses his shit. He just barks uncontrollably, and I had to pick him up, and he scratches me on my tattoo, which is very upsetting because I don't want to damage that. It's a gnarly little scratch. He's got sharp paws. I don't know where I was going with that story, but yeah, stepping on their paws is the absolute worst thing. I feel so bad. If I end up going to hell, if heaven and hell's real, and all the QAnon people, they're actually right, I think it's gonna be for stepping on dogs' paws, even if it's accidentally. I feel like that's if I gotta choose what I'm going to hell for, I feel like that would be the most justified. Even though my intent is pure, I'm just walking. He loves, especially when he was a little pup, he would love doing figure eights between your legs as you're walking through the house. That was annoying. And then he does that thing where you go to step with your right foot, and then he gets right where you're about to plant your foot, and then so you kind of fumble, and then you go to put your right foot over on the left side, but then he moves to the left side, and then you're like, well, fuck, and then you almost fall, and then he keeps stumbling, and it's just, you guys all look like you're autistic, and it's not fun, I can't wait to get back on stage, though. That's all I'm really looking forward to right now. I gotta keep myself busy. I started writing a movie script, but then, I'm starting to get somewhere through it, and I am just movies aren't gonna be a thing in a year. How realistic is it in this post-apocalyptic world of making an independent film? How possible is that going to be? I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's just going to feel good to get on stage, though. It's going to feel so good. It's going to feel like getting your wiener suckled upon by a unicorn, But it's not bestiality because they're magical. You know what I mean? It's gonna be good. Actually, you can't get it. It fucking stab you in the stomach with their horn. That was what's another magical being? Sasquatch? Is he magical or just mystical? What's the difference between magical and mystical? We'll have to get back to you guys on that one. But I think we're going to wrap it here. This has been a long ramble. Long enough, at least. I don't know if any of this was funny, but, we're just working this shit out, baby. We're going to figure it out. Stay safe, everybody. out there. Hopefully the martial law doesn't come through. That's another thing, dude. The government's gonna fucking kill us, you guys. They're gonna fucking kill us. No, I'm just kidding. I could do a podcast like that. That'd probably be so much more entertaining if I just went like a Alex Jones route and just started screaming about the Jews. Probably wouldn't be allowed to put it online though. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to, I got some clips on the internet, some stand-up, a couple jokes I put out there. I have so much material that I'm kind of done with, that I kind of want to record and put out there because I'm done with it, and I have so much new shit that it's like, but I don't know what's good or not because I haven't been able to do any of it on stage. So I don't know. I might try out a joke or two here on the pod. I'm gonna try to get some. I don't know if I can get guests on for the next week or so. Like, I've been going through all my notes. I got all these fucking. Look at this shit. I just got notes on notes on notes. Notebooks. I miss it. I miss the world. I don't miss society. It deserves to crumble and fall. A majority of Americans and probably just a majority of people on this planet deserve to die. Hopefully it's not in a painful way. Hopefully it's not through a totalitarian government regime doing so forcefully. But if they don't die, it's a well-deserved wake-up call. Humanity needs to realize that we're all just one consciousness expressing itself subjectively through different people, through their genetics and experiences, and that's really the only thing that separates us. All of the facade is just a facade. It's all bullshit. Your height, skin color, gender, race, whatever, it's not real. It's just a short-term existence. You know, just a little vehicle that your consciousness is in, and that consciousness is the same throughout all life. So more people need to realize that, and life on this planet would probably be better, and we probably wouldn't have as many pandemics and destructive forces. But what are you gonna do? You know, have a good night. Everybody sleep well. Don't forget to call your mother and tell your dog you love them, and don't step on their paws. All right. Thanks for watching, and go fuck yourself.